Hello and Happy New Year. It's my first video of 2025. So I just thought I'd give a quick key update because I've been so busy of late. I've not really had a chance to make a video. But I've been doing a lot, to say the least. So you can see in here, this used to be where I kept my radios. Maybe you're seeing other videos. I'm operating from the QTH. My radios were in this corner here, but as you can see, my test lab now for my research takes up so much space now because I've got a oscilloscope, hack RF, SDR, the lab itself with the Raspberry Pi, and then I've got an Arduino as well now running there, 2 Raspberry Pis generating TCP traffic with all tap device. Then over here I've got my chip whisperer and UFO board, and then another Raspberry Pi that looks after that, and then connecting it all up, I've got my Pi 400 that I use to connect into the other Raspberry Pis and carry out all the experiments. Now I'll be giving more of an update on specifically what I'm doing here later on. I'm starting to use the oscilloscope to use triggers to capture samples. So I'm doing differential power analysis and from the Arduino, and I'm doing RF side channel attacks from the Raspberry Pi. Which are captured by the SDR, which at the moment is unplugged, but I'm using an Nexus Smart RT, but it does the job really well. It's got really good gain and good sensitivity, does the job. But obviously I've got my hack RF as well. I actually thought I'd broken it, but amazingly it's okay now, so I'm really pleased for that. It sat in the box for a little while because I thought I busted it. But I booted it up before sending it off, but yeah, it's all good now. So I shall be using that again for RF based cryptanalysis. So yeah, looking at signals and pulling them out the ether and then see what I can do with it. Behind me I've got all the other servers. I won't show a picture of that because it's a little bit untidy. I'm going to do a whole rack rejig, do the networking on it. I'm going to take some physical servers out and then just depend on the core servers that I need, the GPUs and the virtualization platform. But yeah, this is we could say this is the data acquisition side of the lab, where the radios used to be. That then feeds into the AI ML side. So once I've processed or captured the signals from whatever it is I'm doing a side channel attack on, I can then use those signals once they're processed and cleaned and tagged. I can then use them for various ML attacks. So yeah, but that's this side of the lab. So let's go to where things have changed a little more. And let's say a quick hello to Sweetie first. Hello, Sweetie. You right down there, fella? That's a good boy. Right, okay. Let's go to the next room. So this is actually our guest room in the back of the house. But as you can see, it's had some changes. My radio has now moved into here. I'm down to just a one radio. Since I made the test lab bigger next door, I moved my IC 7300 and 9700 into where the Z gauge layout is now, and I just wasn't using it. They were just sat there, and because they were no longer next to me in my room, I just wasn't using the radios at all. It just seemed a real shame that 2 good radios, a relatively good specification, just getting no use. So I thought carefully about it. I thought, yeah, if I'm not using them, then there's no point me having them. So I've since sold my 7300 and 9700, gone to two good homes hopefully and being well used. But I've kept all the antennas. Obviously the one radio I do have left, and I very much like, is my IC705, which as many of you know who are familiar with Icon radios, does the whole band. Does all the way up to 77s, and all the way up to 80 meters. So that's why I've taken my 705 out of the bag and put it on my desk, and I've set it up in here. So when I do come in, I am at least going to use my radio, and when I want to go out with my radio, I can just take off the antenna, the QTH antenna, which is still the same end-fed half-wave antenna I'm using here, and use my 705 at home, and I can take it out when I want to go out portable. But as you know, that's why my TAS lab is taking more prominence. I'm restarting my research from the end of January. Officially, I'll be re-registered at Bournemouth University with 3 very good supervisors. So hence the time for doing radio and other hobbies just becomes more and more limited. Not that I don't enjoy it anymore. It's just a question, like, once you get into working and concentrating on something, you don't want to break away from it. And radio very much for me is like, I want to go out and enjoy it. I mean, the most I enjoy about radio is actually to go out to somewhere like Boulderwood, or doing parks on the air. It's far more enjoyable than doing it from the QTH. Not saying I don't mind, doing FTA, SSTV, and the satellites are really good fun. But you had to be on the air to do it. You had to use the radio. I think I could still do ISS packet with the 705 even. So I might get an antenna switch into the because I've still got those antennas up for the satellites. So it's just a question of getting a switch, which one I want to use. I want obviously about to do the same as the 9700 with 4 duplex in one radio, but I do have enough radios that I could feed one with the 77s and antenna, and feed the other with the 2 meter. Just be a question of doing the Doppler on the one which is on the band which is going over. Tend to find that, if I remember rightly, the receive band will stay the same, and the transmit, or maybe the other way around. So feel free to correct me. But the plan is, because as an intermediate license holder now, I'll be able to run an SSTV repeater. I'll be using, I'll be setting up one of those in IO90. So it will only be very low power, 0.5 watts is what we're allowed to use. But it's, again, something I can just set up and run. Hopefully people will use it. But even then, if I go out, I can use it for range finding, just having fun with it. But it just means it's like my Whisper station. It just sits there, does what it has to, generates the data. When I want to look at the propagation reports and how far my Whisper generator has gone, I can just look that data up, and I enjoy that. And the Web Technologies website still keeps on running after 2 or 3 years, with the data in it and the weather data. So that's what I like. I like data and automation in things, because it uses a mixture of my skills in both being a developer and also radio. So for me, the natural thing from home would be to set up a SSTV repeater on 2 meters. So I think I've almost got everything to do that. I've got a THD7 over there, which I might well use to go on to the White Stick DX. It's a DX50 I've got up there now, which is quite light, so I'll be using that on the 2 meter band. But yeah, once that's set up, I'll be putting up a video about that. But in the meantime, you can see that I've had quite a substantial rejig here in terms of radios and activity and what I'll be doing. But hopefully I'll be getting out and doing parks on the air when I can. But in the meantime, this is my setup at the QTH. Looking forward to making more train videos. As you can see, the Z gauge layout is because that was the easier one to kind of resurrect to start with. It was in pretty bad shape because it'd been in storage in the garage for about 2 years. Not in all the elements, obviously, because it was in the garage, but it'd been out there in the garage. It's obviously changing weather, but thankfully none of the track was really damaged. I had totally taken out all of the existing nails, repointed it, looked at the existing nail, and I'm just in the process of getting it back up and running, really. So yeah, you'll see some Z gauge videos for me coming up, and then on the shelf I'll be building a N gauge mounting layout. So I think, yeah, I can get a nice little end-to-end layout there with the Swiss the little rack rail trains, the blue ones and the red one, and build a nice shelf layout. So it'd be a nice time when I can come in here and relax, just take a break from studying and working, just do a little bit of trains, do a little bit of radio, and then get back to my studying. But it's things that take time and will be good. So you can see my little assortment of trains there. It's all nice stuff. I won't be able to run these bigger ones because they require radius 3 turnouts, but I think I want, everything takes a lot of time. But I dare say I could make with N gauge, you could get into 1 metre by 50 metre table with radius 2 or radius 3 turns in it. So I dare say I could make a small layout that I could run these trains on. But it's just nice to see them rather than being stuck away, especially the little rack rail ones and Z gauge. It's really, really, really nice locomotives, and it'd be nice to run them again. But yeah, hope you're enjoying the updates, and I look forward to making a few more videos as time goes on. I'll be adding more content to my PhD blog. Obviously, I start back at the end of January. Formally, I'll pick up my student card at the end of the month. But I've already obviously got my supervisors and everything. It's just a question of inductions now. Then be full on reading lots of papers, building up my plans for my first year at Bournemouth, but it'd be my second year as a researcher. So yeah, looking forward to it all. But as well, it's like still doing more of the same, but just a little bit less. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope to catch you on the air, whether it's from the QTH or on Bota. All the best now.